Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to today's video. Now on today's video, I haven't done a reaction for a very long time. In fact, I don't remember the last song I reacted to. I think it might have been Nightwish Ghost Love Score from a musician's point of view. But today we are reacting to one of my favourite metal bands in the world. I've loved these guys for quite a bit of time now. I was lucky enough to catch them on the Ascendancy, the Poison Ascendancy tour with Trivium and Bullets, Orbit Culture opening up, and they were immense. Really, really amazing. Huge band. That arena was still too small to contain them, in my opinion. But they've released a new song within the last 24 hours, and I'm a massive Orbit Culture fan. And I just thought, you know what, I don't want to listen to this. I want to do a reaction first. This is a first time reaction. I've got nothing else to say. If you like this content, subscribe, like, share, blah, blah, blah. Let's go and do this. Already hit off the screen with the strings. Right, so before we're about to go into verse 2, that chorus is massive, and in my opinion, I don't think there's anything that these guys can do wrong. Like, that riff is huge. That chorus was an Orbit Culture chorus. You already know it's an Orbit Culture song. Like, if I heard the song on the radio for the first time, I'd be like, hang about. That's Nicholas Carlson right there. Wow, huge riff. Not big on like the glitchy production like you're used to, like with the stuttering effects and stuff like that. Seems like so far they've dialed that back, which is cool. The guitars are a little bit more audible this time around. I think they've fallen back, especially in the older songs. The guitars are quite low in the mix and it's very bass and effects heavy, but the riff sounds crisp, man. Really crisp. In fact, I would just love to find out what he's using or what so they use the Cortex live. I think they use the Nameless DSP plugin. I think Nicholas uses that. I don't know. I gotta see if there's a way I can get a hold of him and ask him, or I could ask Tank the Tech, who's done roading them, who was a roadie for them for a bit. So anyway, it's wow. Yes, come on, let's go. Diggity damn. That happened. Wow, wow, wow. So, well, they didn't disappoint. They did not disappoint. To be fair, they very rarely do disappoint. Very rarely do. That's what I love about Orbit Culture, is that their riffs are very simple. But it's a catchy simple. It's like I'm not sure what tuning that was in actually. This guitar's in C. Yeah. So yeah, so that was a sick riff, man. I think that might have been in A. But either way, that I just love that tuning. I really want to find out what strings they use and what. Because obviously the James Hetfield, because I've got a James Hetfield Snakebite, same as Nicholas Carlson, although I am switching over to an S-By Solar soon because I don't particularly feel comfortable taking a guitar that cost me $1,000 out on the road. I think I'm just going to retire it for the studio. But it's just this thing has such a meaty tone, and the fact he gets to have that really down-tuned meaty tone out of essentially a guitar that's built free standard, you know, it's a thrash metal guitar. It's built free standard. Like, I've got it sounding good in drop B because I've actually got a 7-string set on it. Maybe that's what he's been doing. But wow, as I was saying with Orbit Culture, that riff, what I love about Orbit Culture, their riffs are really simple. They're catchy. And it's just, the song structures are simple, but they're powerful. And I think too many bands nowadays, it's basically what I've been noticing with a lot of bands nowadays. They're doing all these special effects. They're very distracted by these special effects over production, and everybody's starting to sound the same now. It's like, I don't know the difference between flipping Internal Disfigurement or whatever is the band's name is. I can't hear any difference between them and Signs of the Swarm. Both vocalists sound pretty much the same, and the production is basically the same. And it's like, what I like about Orbit Culture, yeah, it's all digital. I can't say much for the drums, but it's very clean sounding, and it still sounds raw, and I love that. I love that about Orbit Culture. And in my opinion, if that song is anything to go by for the rest of the album, then we're on to a winner. Anyway, guys, I've been Johnny Doom. Like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Follow me on Instagram. I have a band called Orbit Culture. Hi, Wish. I have a band called Oscaria. We got an EP coming out 1st of June. Shameless plug. You probably don't care, but the link to the pre-save is going to be in the description box below. Yeah. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.